As I stepped into class, a bucket of water dumped down on me from above. I was drenched head to toe. Looking up through the water dripping in my face, I saw a group of troublemaker kids smirking at me, clearly enjoying my misery. Out of nowhere, a jacket was draped over my shoulders. I turned around to see Phil lifting me up.
You guys think picking on a girl is something to flex about? Seriously?
I saw the shocked faces of my classmates. Couldn't blame them. No one would expect the guy who usually led the charge in bullying me to actually step up and defend me. Hey everyone, I'm Caroline, 16 years old. Don't forget to like and subscribe to keep up with my story. Special shout out to our viewer at giftkelly-cr6xp for the idea. I'm from Nigeria, and my family moved to the US 6 months ago. I had to start fresh. New home, new school, new friends. At first, things were chill. I made some friends, especially Nick, who's Nigerian like me. We clicked instantly and got close since we both came from the same place. But there was one downside. I somehow ended up on the radar of Phil, the big boss at school. He and his crew were always looking for new ways to embarrass me in front of everyone. I remember our school camp last month. That night, as everyone gathered around the campfire, Phil just had to call me out.
Hey, Caroline! Don't hide in the shadows like that! No one can even see you!
I was furious. It was the 21st century and people still found ways to be this ignorant. For all the talk about equality, here we were with people like Phil around. You seriously think making fun of someone's appearance is funny? Grow up! But those kids just ignored me and kept laughing. I felt so helpless. Then someone pulled me away. That was Nick.
Caroline, don't let that loser get to you.
Nick was always there, cheering me up whenever I got picked on. And thanks to him, I didn't feel so alone. Actually, some other classmates didn't like Phil's antics either, but he was too popular for anyone to openly take my side. One day, as Nick and I were walking home, we ran into Phil on the street, and of course, he started throwing jabs at me again. This time, Nick and I couldn't stay quiet, and things escalated. During the scuffle, Phil tripped onto the road and got hit by a car speeding past. Nick and I rushed him to the hospital. He seemed seriously hurt, and I hoped he'd be okay. Later, the doctor told me Phil was out of danger, and I can finally feel relieved. Nick and I visited him in his room. Phil was lying there, pale, with bandages on his head. A little later, he opened his eyes. "Phil, you're awake!" Phil looked at Nick and me, and then asked something that threw me off.
So, who are you guys?
You don't remember us? Phil shook his head confused. I hurried to get the doctor, who said Phil had temporary amnesia from the accident. I felt a little guilty. His injury was partly my fault.
So, who are you guys?
We're the ones who brought you to the hospital.
Nick quickly jumped in, pulling me aside with a grin.
Oh, so you two saved me? Thanks a ton!
I kept waiting, but none of Phil's family showed up. That evening, a guy who claimed to be his dad's assistant finally came by, but Phil was already asleep. The assistant explained that Phil's dad was away on business and he wouldn't be able to visit, so the hospital would take care of him. Guess his dad wasn't too invested in his life. After settling the bills, the assistant left as quickly as he'd come. Although Phil was out of danger, he was still pretty weak. After thinking it over, I decided to stay and help him recover, but Nick wasn't having it.
Caroline, don't bother. This is his problem, not yours. He brought this on himself.
But seeing him like this, I feel partly responsible.
Jeez Louise, you're impossible. Fine, but once he's better, cut him off, okay? I don't want you getting mixed up with a guy like him.
Got it. I went back to Phil's room. He was awake, struggling to reach for a glass of water on the table. Here, let me get that for you.
Thanks. What's your name?
I'm Caroline. Just let me know if you need anything.
I heard you saved me. Thank you so much.
Funny how he turned so nice after losing his memory. He'd already thanked me like 3 times today. Honestly, the scene felt like something out of a fever dream. After class each day, I'd go to the hospital to look after Phil. Losing his memory had changed him into a completely different person. He'd become gentle, caring, the total opposite of the guy he used to be. Spending so much time together, talking and sharing moments, I started to see that maybe he wasn't so bad after all. One day while I was looking after him, I dozed off from exhaustion. When I woke up, his face was inches from mine, and he was holding a blanket about to cover me. My heart skipped a beat, and I could feel my face heating up. I sat up fast, and he pulled back, just as flustered, leaving this awkward tension between us.
I saw you were asleep, so I thought I'd, cover you with a blanket.
Sorry, I guess I was more tired than I thought.
If you're that tired, you don't have to keep coming, I'm getting discharged tomorrow anyway, so I can manage my own.
No worries. I'll come pick you up tomorrow, okay? It's getting late. I should head out. Rest up. Phil returned to school not long after that. I figured whatever connection we'd had would probably just fade. But when the kids in my class dumped a bucket of water on my head, he was the one who stepped in and saved me, right in front of everyone who all stared in shock. I was left with my heart racing as he helped me. Phil carried me to a bench outside, gently wiping my face and hair with his jacket. His worried eyes made my heart skip all over again.
Are you okay? Why are they treating you like this?
What was I supposed to say? Tell him he used to be the ringleader? Maybe it's 'cause I'm different and not, pretty?
What? Who told you that? You're the most beautiful girl I know! From now on, I'm not letting anyone mess with you.
From that day, Phil became like my own personal bodyguard. The troublemakers backed off whenever he was around. He was sweet to me in a way he wasn't with the other girls, always by my side, even though I could tell Nick wasn't thrilled about it. Nick pulled me aside, clearly irritated.
Why is he glued to you all the time now?
Come on, he's not the same jerk he used to be.
I don't buy it. He's only changed because he's got memory loss. When it comes back, he'll go right back to being his old self. You should keep your distance.
For some reason, hearing Nick badmouth Phil bugged me. Enough, Nick. I know Phil messed up before, but he's different now. Stop acting like he's all bad. The weekend was my birthday, and Phil asked me to hang out. I happily agreed. We spent the day watching a movie, grabbing food, and having fun at the arcade. It was the best day I'd had in a long time. When he walked me home, a gust of wind blew dust into my eyes, and Phil gently lifted my face, carefully brushing it away. His face was so close to mine, and as our eyes met, my heart raced. He spoke softly.
Caroline, I like you.
He leaned in, and as our lips were about to touch, I closed my eyes. Then, a force pulled us apart. Nick! He stormed over looking furious.
Phil, you think you have any right to like Caroline? You were the one who bullied her in the first place! No, that can't be! Caroline, tell me Nick's wrong. I never did that, right?
I looked at Phil helplessly, unsure how to answer.
Look at what you used to do, you jerk!
Phil grabbed a phone, watching in shock at the video playing.
Was I really that horrible?
That's all in the past. Just try not to think about it. Suddenly, he clutched his head, looking pained. Phil, are you okay?
No, don't touch me!
Phil, stop! We need to talk! Nick, why would you do this?
I was just trying to protect you. Phil's no good, and I didn't want you to get hurt.
I've told you 1,000,000 times. Phil's changed. Why can't you just see that?
Because I like you, Caroline. I can't stand watching you with him.
Nick likes me? That was something I'd never considered. Looking at him now, I could tell he was serious, but... I'm sorry, Nick, but I only see you as my best friend. I never thought of us as more than that.
That's okay. You could still try, Give us a chance.
I'm sorry, I can't. I already like someone else. I couldn't deny it any longer. I had feelings for Phil. The next week, I couldn't reach Phil. He ignored my messages, my calls. When I went to his class, I found out he'd taken a 2-week leave. Phil had vanished from my life, leaving a huge empty space. I realized just how much I missed him. Crossing the schoolyard, I ran into a group of troublemakers. They started throwing insults, but I decided to ignore them and keep walking. Still, one of them stepped in front of me, blocking my way.
Hey, Caroline, that shirt doesn't suit you. Maybe a bit of brown would look better.
He raised his coffee, ready to dump it on me, but Phil suddenly appeared, knocking the cup out of his hand just in time.
Phil, weren't you the one who started this stuff? Now you're acting like a hero? So fake!
Phil looked rattled, and by now, a crowd had gathered watching. I stepped forward and took Phil's hand. What Phil did before was wrong, but he's changed. People who admit their mistakes deserve forgiveness. He's 100 times better than any of you.
I know what I did was wrong, and I regret it. I want this bullying to end. For good.
Then Phil looked me right in the eyes.
Caroline, I'm so sorry.
The crowd fell silent. Then one student spoke up. I agree. We shouldn't judge people for their differences. Everyone's got their own beauty and we're all equal. Other students started chiming in with their support. Yeah, bullying someone over their looks is just plain wrong. Anyone who's picked on Caroline owes her an apology. Under the pressure, the troublemakers finally apologized and slinked away. Once the crowd dispersed, Phil and I were alone. Why were you avoiding me all week? Do you know how worried I was?
I'm sorry. I remembered everything, and I didn't know how to face you.
Thinking about what I did to you, I couldn't handle the guilt. I don't deserve you.
What you just did showed me you've changed. I forgave you a long time ago, just promise me no more bullying, okay? I don't want my boyfriend to be a jerk.
Wait, what did you just say?
This goofball. Blushing, I tried to run, but Phil grabbed my hand, pulled me back, and gently kissed me.
I won't let you down. Thank you for forgiving me. Alright, I'm off. I'll text you a lot. Phil, you better take care of Caroline, or you'll have to deal with me. Don't worry, I got her covered.
Nick had decided to go back to Nigeria to live with his family. I was surprised but respected his choice.
And sorry for messing things up between you two.
It's okay. I don't blame you. You'll always be my best friend. I watched Nick disappear into the crowd and I couldn't hold back a few tears. Phil took my hand and gently wiped them away.
Hey, don't be sad. We'll visit him over break, okay?
Sounds good.
Get out of here before I shove all of you into the lockers! I yelled at a group of arrogant classmates in my new school. I had just moved to China a few days ago, but I wasn't scared of them. I had a black belt in karate from the US. But in a flash, the girl leading the gang swung her arm and took me down in a heartbeat. I didn't even see her move. Unbelievable. Hi there, I'm Nat. I swear I'm not a bad person. I just get easily provoked and I'm not exactly ladylike, which gets me into quite a bit of trouble. But before you hear more of my story, don't forget to subscribe to MDA. Back in the US, I was the queen of my school. Everyone respected me. My dad is a martial artist and I was raised in the dojo since I was a kid. But like I said, I'm not a bad person. Once, while chatting with my crew in the hallway, a nerdy boy ran straight into me, knocking my books out of my hands. My blood was boiling, but then I saw his terrified face.
Help! Help me!
Turns out he was the new target of the school's bullies. Well, time to play hero and show these new punks who's boss. Don't you know who Nat is? The boys hesitated, but still charged at me. I didn't even need my hands. A few kicks were enough to take them down. Next time, remember to stay away from me. Just a few words from me and they ran off scared. The nerdy boy thanked me profusely. But I wasn't done. From now on, you're doing my homework. Ignoring his teary eyes, I walked away feeling quite satisfied. Everything was fine until I turned 15 and my parents divorced. The court decided I should live with my dad because my mom couldn't afford to take care of me. What really hurt was Dad's decision to move us to China. It was too much for me to handle. Why do I have to go there?
This isn't up for debate, Nat. It's decided. I'm your father.
I wasn't happy, but I had no choice but to obey. Still dazed from the long flight from the US to China, I sat in the courtyard scouting for someone to help me with my schoolwork. My eyes landed on a guy with huge glasses buried in a thick book. Target acquired. I walked up and stood right in front of him, clearing my throat. Ahem. I'm Nat. What's your name?
Han. I'm Han.
Nice to meet you. Listen, I'm new here and need help. You'll do my homework.
I
shoved my entire backpack into his hands. He looked so silly with that scared bunny look. Already causing trouble, new kid? I turned around to face the snobbish voice. That's when I met Mai and her guardians. Who do you think you are butting into my business?
That's...
I'm Mai, leader of the guardians. We protect this school. Mai extended her hand to me, suggesting a truce. Fine, I didn't mind. But the moment I shook her hand, she twisted it, making me wince in pain. Basically, you don't do anything without our permission. Got it. Like I need your permission. Get out of here before I shove all of you into the lockers. I screamed, ready to deliver a kick to her, but in a flash, she knocked me out cold. I couldn't believe it. Everyone in the courtyard gathered around, whispering and pointing at me. How humiliating. I thought with my perfect black belt in karate, I could continue being the boss at my new school. But I was wrong. Here, we practice Kung Fu. The following days weren't much better. Mai beat me a few more times and I started to get scared. But the truth was, Mai and her gang were just bullies hiding behind the guise of the Guardians. They were always extorting and bullying other students. It was disgusting and unfair. And now I was their victim too. One day after class, to avoid running into Mai, I climbed over the wall to the back road behind the school. Kicking some pebbles along the way, I heard some noise that caught my attention. An old man was teaching a bunch of kids martial arts. It was definitely the kung fu that Mai used on me. I rushed into the middle of the yard, shouting and jumping around. I want to join! Me! But no one paid attention. They kept practicing as if I were invisible. Frustrated, I waited until the kids left to talk to the old man. I put on my most desperate and pitiful face to get his attention, but the moment I said I wanted to learn martial arts, he refused.
No!
Why not? I have money. How much do you want for tuition? I barely pulled out the cash when the old man slapped my hand hard.
Your mind is full of revenge. Go away!
Yes, I wanted to learn Kung Fu to get back at Mai, but I couldn't give up. If I couldn't learn formally, I'd learn by watching. Wow, that's definitely the move Mai used on me! Amazing! I had to contain my excitement so the old man wouldn't notice or he'd kick me out for sure. I wanted to train in martial arts, but I also had to study to avoid getting scolded by Dad. So I had no choice but to lower my pride and ask for help from one person, Han. I wrote a heartfelt note on a piece of paper and threw it to him when Mai wasn't looking. I need your help, please. And I got a nod from Han. The more time we spent together, the more I realized he was quite handsome, smart, and kind, even if he was a bit weak.
Focus!
Oh, did you just hit me? Tired of living, huh? Somehow, Han became my only friend here. The exam day arrived, and despite Han spending so much time tutoring me, I still needed his help during the test. While he was sneakily passing a tiny cheat sheet to me, I caught Mai's gaze. She didn't bust me right there, but I knew she wouldn't let it slide. Sure enough, Mai and her gang blocked my way home. I know Han helped you cheat. You retaking the exam is no big deal, but if this gets out, Han will lose his scholarship. Han didn't do anything, get lost. I angrily threw a punch at Mai, but I was the one who ended up on the ground. Temper, temper. But with those cat moves, who do you think you're protecting? From now on, you better pay up for keeping the secret, or Han will suffer. Mai and her gang walked away, leaving me lying there. I saw my old self in Mai. Turns out I was just as terrible. Han was the only one brave enough to be my friend, and I couldn't let him suffer because of me.
Get up!
I looked up and saw the old man standing in front of me.
I agreed to teach you Kung Fu. Call me Wu.
Tears mixed with rain as I finally got to call him my master. That summer, I said goodbye to Dad and packed my bags to follow Master Wu to a temple high up in the mountains. After 2 days of hiking, we finally arrived. We made it. Can I rest a bit before we start?
No rush. The first thing you need to learn isn't Kung Fu.
What? For the next 2 months, I had to adopt the lifestyle of the monks here. I immersed myself in nature, shed the lazy habits of a teenage girl to become a better person. Meals were simple to gradually eliminate unnecessary desires. Daily exercises were grueling and built incredible endurance. I had to carry 10 buckets of water up and down the mountain every day and meditate on wooden stakes. Every time I wanted to give up, I thought of Han cowering in fear while Mai's gang laughed. I had to keep pushing. 2 months passed and I felt completely different. I wasn't irritable or easily angered over simple things. I could move swiftly like a squirrel and was as strong as a lion.
You must feel it now, right?
Yes, for the first time since my parents' divorce, I actually feel at peace.
Then you're ready to learn Kung Fu.
In the days that followed, I trained with Master Wu day and night, rain or shine, in heat or cold. I realized all the activities over the past 2 months were related to Kung Fu. When I returned home, the first thing I did was hug my dad tightly.
Welcome home.
I'm sorry for having such a bad attitude all this time. You must have been the one suffering the most since Mom left.
It's good to hear you understand. My little girl has grown up.
Next, it was time to return to school and set things right. It was the first day of the new school year, and all the students gathered in the schoolyard for the opening ceremony. The Guardians were performing the opening act. I had no idea that while I was away all summer, Han had endured all of Mai's anger alone. Today, as a way to intimidate me, Mai made Han hold up the wooden boards for her and her friends to break during their performance. I couldn't stand it anymore. I threw off my outfit and rushed onto the stage. Stop this nonsense! Fight me and see who's better. Don't bully those who can't fight back. Oh, welcome back. You dare challenge me now? Mai threw a punch at me, but I swiftly dodged it, surprising her. The crowd gasped, and I felt a flicker of hope. Oh, you learned some martial arts. There's a difference, I see. Fine, let's see what you can do. Bring it on! Mai signaled everyone to clear the stage, and I took the chance to run over to Han.
You really came back?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry for leaving without saying anything.
Why are you apologizing to me? They're the ones at fault.
I promise they'll pay for this. Trust me. Mai and I stepped onto the stage glaring at each other. This fight would determine who the strongest was. First, Mai demonstrated her strength by breaking a stack of tiles, then turned to me with a mocking smile as if it was a piece of cake. Well, not too bad, huh? Next, she showed off her reflexes by breaking 4 boards at high speed. But I wasn't impressed. I broke 10 boards just to show her up. What the heck? Scared now, sweetie? Seeing things weren't going her way, Mai decided to pull her final trick, breaking the board midair. No big deal for me, but it turned out she had a dirty plan. She had her friends hold the board higher when I wasn't looking. Luckily, Master Wu had taught me a secret move.
Martial arts combine all your senses. When you close your eyes, you can hear movements.
I did an extra flip in the air to gain momentum and broke 2 boards at once, landing gracefully. The exhilaration of pulling it off filled me with pride. The crowd below erupted in applause, thinking we were just putting on a show. Mai's gang rushed to pull her off the stage while she stood there in shock, unable to believe what had just happened. I quickly ran to Han, feeling like I'd finally set things right.
You looked so cool.
Of course, I have to protect a guy like you.
Hey, I know some martial arts too.
We both laughed loudly, knowing the hard times were over. The Guardians disbanded after that disastrous performance. Many students finally felt brave enough to expose Mai's exploitation and bullying. Everyone wanted me to lead the new Guardians team, but I declined. Now I just wanted to enjoy my school life with Han.
Miss Rainbow, just 5 minutes, please. Can we have a 5-minute interview with you?
Sorry, please, just let me go. Oh no. Think, Amanda, how to get away from them. Ah, here we go.
Ah, dang it. Lost her again?
Phew, close call. Dealing with stuff like this has made me pretty quick on my feet. Hey there,
Oh my.
It's Miss Rainbow, our Ultra VIP guest. Whoa, what is this? Please, have a look at our latest designs. Okay, sorry about the interruption. I'm a 17-year-old KOL from Florida, Amanda Watson. Yeah, you probably guessed why they call me Miss Rainbow, right? I was born with this deep brown hair that my mom called boring and ugly. Whatever, I was fine with it. I never planned on being a model.
Daddy's so cool. I want to be a swimmer too and bring home tons of medals like you.
Let's wait and see, my little goldfish.
But everything changed when Dad got injured and couldn't compete anymore. Our family was drowning in unpaid bills, and Mom and Dad were fighting from dawn till dusk. Then they split up, and Dad had to leave me with Mom. I didn't want that at all because Mom never wanted me to follow in Dad's footsteps. Instead, she turned me into a nationwide sensation with my rainbow hair since I was 6. Yes, initially we were scared and took her to the hospital, but the doctor said she was fine. Rainbow really was born with this beautiful hair. Maybe it's a gift from God. Oh my gosh, Rainbow, what are you doing?
Oh, little one, you shouldn't do that. You'll mess up your rainbow hair.
Sorry, Rainbow just gave me the secret signal that she needs to use the restroom immediately. Let's wrap up filming. Born with rainbow hair, huh? Just a scam. I hate being made into a fraud by my mom. But can't deny, the rainbow hair did change our lives.
Look, her hair is like magic. Prettier than Rapunzel's.
Is that the famous rainbow girl with the natural rainbow hair? Oh, she's so cute.
Can we do the A Day in My Life vlog of Princess Rainbow?
Sure, I'll arrange it later. The rainbow hair made everyone crazy and even sparked a new trend. Brands were all over me to become their model. Before long, we cleared all the bills and even started splurging on high-end stuff. Life got easier, but I wasn't happy. I'd often sneak away from Mom to swim alone. See that poster for the city swim team tryouts? I'm definitely joining this year, but with all that's going on, I miss Dad, the pool, and I'm tired of maintaining the rainbow hair. Enough! My hair can't take another dye job! Please let me go back to my original color. Nonsense! No one wants you with that boring, ugly hair. This rainbow hair is a moneymaker, Rainbow. You have to keep dyeing it. Mom even replaced all the shampoo in the house with mixed hair dye whenever I resisted. She's obsessed with the rainbow hair. The worst day hit me one morning. What happened? Oh my god, no! Where's your rainbow hair? Continuously dyeing it to maintain the public image of rainbow hair, my hair became weak and started falling out. I told you, Mom! Now what am I supposed to do going out like this? Don't worry, I'm prepared. We can fix this. So I had to keep showing up in public with an even bigger lie. This wig was so hot and itchy. Spending all day shooting with this fake hair was exhausting. But I didn't want anyone to see me like this. The only thing that could calm me down was swimming. Ah! Gosh, watch it, will you? I thought I broke my neck there. Oops, sorry. I didn't see you under the water. Well, huh? What's this? No, nothing. I'm sorry. Please don't mind. Either way, you still need to get your eyes checked. Phew. Looks like she doesn't recognize me. But what's with that attitude? I just want a relaxing swim, but no such luck. But the surprise was still waiting for me. Just a few hours later at the studio for a brand photo shoot, I was totally shocked. Honey, meet Regina. She's a famous model who just returned from Australia. The brand is really looking forward to your collaboration in the upcoming shoot. Hello. I've heard of you, Rainbow. Have we met before? I don't think so. Ready to start the shoot? Okay, I can smell some trouble brewing right here.
1, 2, 3. Perfect. Beautiful. Ladies, switch poses. 2, 3. Yes. Wow, Rainbow. Move a bit more to the center. This rainbow hair is so photogenic. The lighting is just perfect.
Ouch! Jesus! Are you crazy? Get out of my spot. But they clearly told me to stand here. How dare you? Oh no, this is bad. I can feel the glue coming loose. If she keeps pulling, my secret's gonna be out. Oh no, there's a caterpillar crawling on your hand. Ah! What the? Our first photo shoot together was a total mess. Clearly, Regina wasn't going to leave me alone. In the following shoots, she kept pulling pranks like pouring glue into my shoes, spiking my coffee with chili powder, or even cutting up my clothes. Even though I tried my best to avoid any conflicts, she made the shoots feel like hell. The climax was when she set up this elaborate trap for me. Ah! What the heck? This chick is too much. $100,000 contract? I'm canceling it all, as long as I don't have to see her face again. Well, hot news for the press. A model deceiving her audience with a fake rainbow wig. I knew it. It was you I saw in the pool with that bald head. Regina, so you set me up on purpose? You think I let a no-talent take my spot with a stupid rainbow wig? Enough! Your spot? It's all yours. I don't even want this rainbow hair. This isn't the life I want. I poured my heart out to Regina about how Mom forced me to be a model and live with this fake rainbow hair over and over, and about my unfinished dream of being a swimmer. What? I can't believe she did that to you, treating you like a money-making tool. Calm down, Regina. That's too much. Didn't you just laugh at me 5 minutes ago? Sorry, I didn't mean it, but what your mom did is so unfair. Whatever. I've signed up for the city swim team tryouts. I won't miss this chance. It's just, I wonder how long I'll have to hide my hair. Amanda, I have an idea. After I distracted Mom by asking her to go to the supermarket, Regina started setting up a live stream to reveal my real hair. So, I just take off the wig and talk? Or what do I do? You're such an amateur. Just be yourself. Spill it all out like you're talking to me. Oh, come on, Amanda. Just do it quickly. Once everything's out on the live stream, Mom can't do anything. But just as I was about to take off the wig, my mom stormed into the room like a hurricane and kicked Regina out immediately. She's my friend and she's helping me. I'm tired of lying to everyone. We need to come clean about my rainbow hair, Mom. How dare you, Amanda? Do you have any idea what people will say when they see her bald head? But I'm tired. I don't want to be controlled by this fake hair anymore. Why can't you think about how I feel? No, no, Amanda! You can't take it off! I did all this for you! The rainbow hair saved us from starvation. Do you want to go back to struggling with bills? I'd rather live true to myself, Mom. I've signed up for the city swim team tryouts. Tomorrow, I'm going to compete and reveal everything there. You can't stop me! Amanda, remember, you forced me to do this. You're not leaving until you think about what you've done. Mom, let me out! I knew the rainbow hair gave me everything I have now, and I wasn't ready to face everyone like this. But am I supposed to live with a wig forever? No way! Early that morning, I executed my escape plan. Well, looks like a good girl sleeping, right? Time to drop the curtain. I arrived at the competition just in time. Go for it, Amanda. I brought a special gift for you. Oh, it's Dad. My dad's here to watch me compete. Thank you, Regina. I'm ready. Come on, no more talking. Go claim your spot, Amanda. Wearing the rainbow wig as usual, my appearance at the starting block drew all eyes.
Look! That's Rainbow! The famous model with the rainbow hair!
Just then, I caught a glimpse of Mom in the stands. Maybe this is the last thing I do for Mom before living for myself. The water couldn't stop me from hearing the enthusiastic cheers of the audience.
Amazing! She looks like a mermaid with the rainbow hair!
She's gonna win first place, right? Go, Amanda!
Feeling overwhelmed with happiness, I felt like I gained 1,000 points of strength and kept speeding forward.
Amanda! My little goldfish! Go for it!
Go, Amanda! Don't stop! The finish line is right there. This moment, the dream I've cherished for so long. I did it! The future world's #1 swimmer is right here. Congrats, Amanda. Or should I call you Rainbow? No, Amanda's better.
Well done, my darling girl! Your dad's pride and joy!
Dad, I've missed you so much! Though I didn't win the top spot, I earned a place in the city swim team's training squad. Mom came over right then, in front of dozens of reporters and cameras. She herself removed the fake rainbow wig from my head. You deserve this, Amanda. I'm sorry for my stubbornness. Know that above all, I want you to be happy. I hugged Mom tightly, basking in the cheers. There you have it. I truly shined without the rainbow hair. This time, it wasn't about winning or fame. The best part was being true to myself.